Hi there, I'm Christine, the Gemini Stitcher, and welcome to my YouTube channel. We've had another week of fantastic sewing this week. Well, I have anyway, and I hope you have too. And it's Monday, so we're going to go through my makes from last week and my plans for this week. But before I do that, the first thing that I want to do is I always say thank you to everybody for liking, subscribing, and watching and commenting on my vlogs. So thank you everybody. But this week I want to say a special thank you to a lady who comments week in, week out on every single vlog that I do. And she's been a subscriber from the very early days and she's stuck with me. So I just want to say thank you to this lovely lady. Now, on YouTube, her name is Foxy Moore, but I know that she's called Eileen Moore. And I hope you don't mind, Eileen, me using your full name. And I just want to read out what Eileen said this week about my Gift to November vlog that went out last Thursday. She doesn't just say one or two words like good vlog, love this, love that. She goes into quite a bit of detail and I love reading her comments. Hats off to you, lovely lady. What a terrific video, brimming with ideas. I think your dog paw stocking are really different. My two poodles would love one. I bet they would. Eileen gets sewing. You have made some terrific gifts. So many ideas. I really like the Harrelson bag. Yes, so do I. Great for keeping one's phone safe and handy. And your catch-all caddy bag is fabulous. Thank you, Christine, for all the work that you have put into this vlog. You are an inspiration and an amazingly talented seamstress. I'm going to watch it all again. How lovely is that? I don't consider myself very talented or an amazing seamstress. I'm just doing what I love, and that's sewing. But I really appreciated that comment. I love them all, but that was the one that stood out for me this week. So going forward, I'm going to read out my favourite comment of the week, and this week it was from Foxy Moore. So thank you. So let's do our shout out of the week. This week's shout out goes to a channel called Just Let Me Sew and the lady who runs that channel and the vlogger for that channel is called Tanya. Now, I stumbled on her channel this week while I was searching for something new to watch. I absolutely loved her honesty about the patterns that she's sewing. There's no fluffiness and everything's nice and everything's great all the time, because let's be honest, it isn't. And I hope that I do the same. And if there's a pattern that I don't like, then I will tell you, and I will tell you why, which is what Tanya was doing in her vlog this week. Not that she didn't like the patterns, but that she had problems with them. And if you want an honest review of what she thought of Made for Mermaids patterns, then give her vlog a watch. I was also choked up by the fact that she did a small channel shout out and mentioned the hashtag small sewing channel, which was phenomenal. I always love it when somebody mentions it, because me and Sam set this up a few months back now and it is starting to trend. So that is phenomenal. Thank you, Tanya. And I hope you get some more viewers from this shout out. So my plans for last week were to start a pink fuchsia coat in boiled wool, to make a start on the open wide bag as one of my Christmas gifts, to make some men's PJs, part of my Christmas gifting, and to do the 1 metre challenge for Flamingo Fabrics. How did I do? Well, I think I did a lot of sewing last week, but if I look at that list, I didn't stick to it. But hey, that's what sewing's about. A list is a guide to me. It's not cast in stone. So what did I actually get sewn last week? Well, I did make a start on the 1 metre challenge for Flamingo Fabrics, and I made the slipper boots from Tilly and the buttons. Now, I made these in the jersey fabric that I got donated from Flamingo Fabrics as being, because I'm an ambassador. Excuse me, itchy nose. It's just the thoughts of this fur, I think. And I've lined the inside with some fur from my short-haired fur from my stash. Oh my goodness. It got everywhere. My nose is itching just thinking about it. But they are so soft inside. And then the underneath of them, I've used some scraps of denim because I wanted them to be a bit more sturdy. The only thing is, with this fur, it's like a double layer inside and it's slipping around. So I think what I'm going to have to do is turn them inside out and then hand stitch them, the base to the base of the actual slipper. Because if I wear these as they are, I am going to have a serious accident. I nearly did, to be honest. But they're the slipper boots that I've made so far of my 1 metre challenge. And that was all I did of the 1 metre challenge last week. So I need to get that done for sure this week. So that was the first thing I made. The next thing that I made is one of my gifts for Christmas. And I said I was trying to work my way through them in November. Well, I am. And I made one of the book covers. This is in my gifts to November, and I do go into a little bit more detail in that, and I will put the link to that vlog below if you want to go and watch it. But that was the book cover. 2 things made. We're cooking with gas. So on my list was the men's PJs, and I have started them. Just open them and then you can see. I chose the Eastwood Pajama pattern. I'll pop a pic up there of it. So I'll put the pockets on the back, and I've done them on the cross grain, then I didn't have to match flipping checks. They look huge because they've not got the elastic through the waist yet and the waistband hasn't been turned over. I ran out of fabric for the pockets because they've got side pockets in. So I've just used some plain blue jersey fabric that I had in my stash for in the pockets, so that was okay. So why didn't I finish them? Because you need bias binding for round the edge before you turn it under and put the elastic in. Just a nice finishing touch, and I think that's a good idea, especially as they're a gift. So I've just got to do that, put the elastic in and turn them up, and then job's a good one. But I decided I wanted to get some really nice bias binding because they're a gift. And I went on to the Specky Seamstress website because they do really nice bias bindings. And I found out that they're doing the Made in 2023 bias binding at a ridiculous price of £1 for 2 metres. There's an image of it. So if you're making gifts that need bias binding on for Christmas this year, get some of this. Cheap as chips and will make your gifts look amazing. So I ordered 2 packs of it, which means I've got 4 metres of Made in 2023 bias binding to use up. But I've got a few other pairs of pyjamas to do as well. So I'm chuffed to bits with that. So they will get finished this week, hopefully. We will see. So another thing that I've made this week is for me, because I like making things for myself. I've had this pattern for 2-3 months and just never got round to making it, and I've had this fabric even longer. I'll just try and get up close and you can see it. With it being black, I think we're going to struggle. It has got, well, you can see it there, it's a black leopard print jacquard. I got it from Rainbow Fabrics and they haven't got any left, sorry. So I've made, don't know if you can see them very well, the Seasons of East Winter in London trousers. And they just need turning up. I'll pop an image of me seeing what they look like there and you might get a better idea. They're a wide leg trouser and they have a faced waistband on the inside, and then just see there an invisible zip. Those pins are because I still need to sew the facing in on the inside. So there's an invisible zip. That's the hardest part about them. So what was the sizing like on these? I don't know what it is with me at the moment, but everything's coming out big. Not as big as the peony dress, I've got to say. So I cut a size 12 out in these. And the waist was only slightly too big. The hips, and now I know these are wide leg trousers, but I like them to be quite snug at the hips. And so I wanted parallels then, didn't I? In my head. So I tuck them in at the hips. Tried them on before I put the waistband on. Tuck them in down the sides. And I'm okay now. So I just grab a piece of fabric that I cut off, and then you get an idea of how much too big they were, and got them in. So this is the shape of the fabric. That's the waist. So I took about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch in at the waist, and then you can see this is where it comes down to my hips. And this is just off one side, so I've taken that much off both sides. So what's that? About 1.5 inches? I wish you're measuring. And then I've tapered it back in all the way down to the bottom. So I've kept this piece of fabric, one, to show you, and two, because I'm going to put this on, lay this onto the pattern and cut the right shape out, so that next time I've not got to start doing any measuring, and it will be exactly how I want it to be, because I do want to make another pair of them. So the next thing that I was working on last week was the Jennifer Lauren Dulce Pinafore dress. And you'll remember I said last week it was too big and I was taking it in here, there and everywhere. I'm nearly there. Just let me grab it. Here it is. Looking good. This is tacking from when I've sewn the waistband and I've just not taken it out. But when I tried it on, it was still gaping here at the front. And because I'd spent so much time trying to get a nice fit, I got a bit obsessed, I think, and it was irritating me. So I've undone it there on the arms, taken a smidge in on this bust seam on both sides. So now I'm going to have to hand stitch this closed and then redo that top stitching there. And then the only other thing that needs doing is the buttons. And I can't decide between buttons or snaps. Let me show you the two options and then you can tell me which one you think I should go for. Bear with me. So, the options are these buttons that I showed you last week. So this isn't going to work, is it? So that's that button. That's option 1. Or option 2 is to put silver snaps on it. Let me know which one you think will work. They both will, to be fair, but I just thought I'd ask your opinion which one you think I should go for. And then this is finished. It's all turned up and everything. So not really much work to do on it. And then I'll be showing you what it looks like on. It isn't perfect by any means because it's been, I was going to say a labour of love, but it doesn't feel like it. Something that I thought was going to be a quick make certainly was not. But we're there, nearly. And then the last thing that I've made this week is behind me here on Rita. And it is the Billy dress with the big pub sleeves on it. And I've done, just tilt it for a minute because you can't see. There we go. And I've done the neckband off the toaster sweater because the Billy just comes with a normal neckband on it. That's going to be super cosy. I'll pop some images up of me giving it a little twirl in it because I was really pleased. I started making this at the social the other week and I finally got it finished. Brilliant. Now, the Billy has been around for a while. It's a Tilly and the Buttons pattern. It is very size inclusive. I make a size 4 and it fits really well, so it works for me. I've made the dress before in green. If I can find an image of that one, it'll pop up. I might not because it's been made a while ago. And I've made more sweatshirts than I care to remember. So it is definitely one of my go-to patterns for the winter. So that's what I've been up to last week. What do I want? Now I'm saying, what do I potentially want to make next week? Because as you know, it doesn't always work out. I get distracted and forget things that I'm meant to be making and go back to them. So a list is a guide. So my guide for next week is number 1, make a start on the Narva coat in the pink fuchsia boiled wool. There was a very good reason why that didn't get done last week. We got new Wi-Fi put in and it's super duper. Love it to bits. However, the printer still hasn't been connected up and I needed to print because I brought it as a PDF. I could have sent it away for printing, but that's not what I do. I'm quite happy pattern piecing. So I've got to wait for that to be up and running. So hopefully next week I'll be able to get the pattern printed and at least get the fuchsia coat cut out and interfaced. That's the plan. Number 2 is finish the PJs. Obviously that's going to get done, but that again is dependent on when my order arrives from Specky Seamstress. So fingers crossed that will come early next week and I'll be able to get those done. Number 3 is to carry on with the By Annie open wide bag. Now I have quilted all the fabrics on that. If you don't know what it is, there's an image of the By Annie bag. It's all been quilted, all cut out, the zips sorted. I think I've got that's as far as I got. So I've got quite a bit of work to do on that. I need to focus on that next week for sure. And the final thing that I want to do is finish the Pinafore dress. So I've no excuse to not get that finished next week. I've got everything that I need. I'm more or less happy with the fit. Just need to tidy up those seams at the sides and decide whether I'm putting buttons or snap fastenings on it. And then that's that, it's done. Now that's all that I've put on there because I don't want to put myself under too much pressure next week because on Friday, I'm excited. I'm going to the knitting and stitch show with my bestie Sharon. We're going to go up on Friday. We're spending the day at the Stitch Festival or Stitch Show. Never been before, so that's going to be interesting in Harrogate. And then we're treating ourselves to an overnight stay in Harrogate. And then on the Saturday, we're going to maybe get a sneaky bit of shopping done. Because Christmas is coming, isn't it? How are you all doing with your presents? I'm not too bad. I always like to get organised early. So we're at Costco this morning and they had some gorgeous dressing gowns for men at quite a reasonable price. I think they were about £22 for a big Sherpa fleece dressing gown. Beautiful. So a few of the men in my life might be getting a new dressing gown this year. So yeah, I'm getting there. On the purchased gifts, the me-made gifts, I need to get a lick on. But I'm plodding away with it, doing bits, getting there. Not leaving it all till December, because that's the worst thing you can do, isn't it? And there's something else I've not shown you. What I bought last week. I know, can't go a week without spending money, can I? So I'll show you that first, actually. Just grab the box. Well, I actually bought it the week before, but it didn't arrive. So I got this huge box, which was a surprise because I didn't expect a box this size. But let me show you. I bought some fabric. I know, but I did. I just couldn't not buy it. And when you see it, you'll understand why. Look at this. Is that me or what? It's very bright, it's very big, very bulky, and it's the Guthrie and Garney Sewing Society kit, or one of them, this month. Now, I've not bought any of their kits for quite a while, and I wasn't buying any. However, I was at my sewing social, and one of the lovely ladies who came was keen to buy one of the kits. I haven't even looked at them. When they went live at 12 o'clock that day that we were at the social, so she had an alarm set on her phone to remind her to check her emails because you get an email link. So, and she was sat near me, so her alarm went off. I got all excited with her. Went on to mine, fatal. Had a look, resisted, said, oh, no, walked away. Then we went and had a cheeky lunch because we always have a nice lunch provided by Sharon. Love her to bits. Enjoyed our lunch, chit-chatting about it. Two of the other ladies had also ordered it, unbeknown to me. And I got FOMO. So I snuck off into the sewing booth and secretly ordered it without telling anybody. How cheeky was that? Couldn't fess up because I'd said, no, 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 I'm not buying one. I'm not buying one. Oh, yes, I am. So if you're watching, oops, I bought one. So you get the fabric, some I'm calling it interface and it's not. Some plain navy for the button bands because it's a cardigan. I was putting an image of it up, sorry. You can see what it is I'm going to make. Style art pattern as well. Not my favourite, but I'm hoping Lauren does a sew along video, not a sew along, hints and tips. So I'm hoping that that's going to solve the problem with this. It's fairly simple make, so should be okay. You get the pattern printed out AO size. The buttons have all fallen out. We've got these gorgeous buttons that this is not going to do justice to, and oh, it might do. There we go. Pigeon wishes buttons for it. What else is in here? This box is that big, I'm going to fall in it. You get the correct needles for the project that you're doing, a little me-made label. That's it. Thread. Everything you need to make it, actually. Just checking. No. As if that's not enough. So, I can't guarantee I'm going to get this done next week. I don't even wash the fabric yet. So, that's going to take a bit to dry, isn't it? Because it's a chunky fabric. That's probably going to be the week after. But we'll see. We'll see how we get on with my list. But as I said, I've only got today, 1, 2, 3, 4 days. And Thursday, really, I'll be planning on what I'm wearing, what I'm taking with me Friday. So 3.5 days. Oh, and Wednesday, I've got my nails in the afternoon. So 3 days. It's not going to happen, is it? That's not on my list. That's a Brucey bonus if I get anywhere near that. I get the fabric washed. So that's it for this week. I will be back with you again on Thursday. I haven't decided what I'm doing on Thursday yet. I have to have a think about it. If there's something you want me to cover I haven't done, put it in the comments and I will add it to my list of ideas. And I will see you next time. Take care and happy sewing, everyone. Bye.